Sugriva then quickly, he got up, he entered the cave. That cave was very difficult to access. You can't notice where the entrance is. It's like that. He probably has to jump 40 feet and then go inside somewhere. He goes in and then he returns with carefully bringing a garment along with some jewels, and he keeps it in front of Rama saying, this one. One was thinking, now here is Sugriva and there is this cloth and there is this jewels, which obviously have to be shown to Rama. There's no doubt about it. He has to confirm that's the person. All of that is fine. But Sugriva could have well told Hanuman, just get it. It's inside, third shelf on the right side. He could have told any of the four. He didn't do that. He went himself. That is protocol. Rama is there. It is Rama, he has to do it. He will himself bring it. It is in his custody. It's too important actually to be delegated to anybody. Even Hanuman. At this point in time. It is key. He goes and brings it himself. And he gives it to Rama. Rama takes it in his hand, and Valmiki says his eyes just fill with tears. He can't see. As the moon is covered suddenly by the mist, Rama's eyes are suddenly covered. And his courage just drops. And he simply collapses on the ground, shouting, crying, Sita, Sita, ha Sita, ha Sita, he's crying. And he's holding that jewelry again and again close to his chest, and he's falling on the ground. Like that is. Repeatedly. And he's sighing, he's heaving great sighs, like an angry snake might when it's inside a hole and hurt. How it might hiss. Like that he's hissing and in pain. And then he looks at Lakshmana and he says that, look at this upper cloth that Sita's upper cloth. Look at this jewelry of Sita that she has been wearing. And then he looks at it now. And he looks at it carefully. And he says, these jewels must have been that Sita had thrown down. She must have carefully thrown it down on the grassy part of the hill where there is lawn. There, because it's not broken, it's completely intact. Lakshmana sees this. Sita is careful, Rama is also attentive. Sita has carefully thrown that where the jewels might not get disfigured, more so because it should be recognized. And Rama recognizes it. That's a plus. And then he's asking to Lakshmana, look. Eva muktastu ramena Lakshmano vakyam abravit Naham janami keyure Naham janami kundale Nupure tvabijanami Nityam padabhivandanat. Rama asked Lakshmana. Lakshmana said, Naham janami keyure. I do not know the jewels that Sita wore on her hair. Nor can I recognize the jewels that her earrings, kundale. I cannot recognize. But these anklets for sure I know. These are hers because every day I have prostrated to her feet. I know those anklets. There is some controversy whether this verse is there in the original Ramayana or not. The old manuscripts don't have this verse. Perhaps some Vaishnava Bhaktas have introduced it as important. Be that as it may, it is a beautiful verse. Some of the old commentators have commented on it, some have not. So we cannot conclusively say it was not there or it was there. That said, there is this story also which is seen in some of the other Ramayanas, for example in the Burma Ramayana, that Indrajit could be killed by Lakshmana not just because it was 12 years of brahmacharya that was needed, or 12 years of not having eaten anything that was needed, not just that. After 12 years he has not seen the face of a woman. Then only, not because, then only he cannot not kill. Indrajit had ability to be invisible from anybody else when he chose to. You can't see him. But Lakshmana could see him because of this. Because there was an exception to the boon. So that is also pointed out. So this is what Lakshmana says, I can recognize the anklet. So that was that. Then Rama turned to Sugriva and he asked him, Sugriva, tell me about this Rakshasa who kidnapped Sita. Who is it that has opened the door of death by provoking my anger? Who is it that wants me to send him to Yama this very day? Tell me about him. Sugriva says, with folded hands, Sugriva, he realizes that Rama is speaking with deep distress. His folded hands, Sugriva chokes when he speaks. He's got tears in his eyes. And he says, Na jane nilayam tasya sarvatha papa rakshasa samarthyam vikramam vapi daushkuleyasya vakulam. Na jane nilayam tasya. I do not know where he lives. Nor do I know that ever sinful Rakshasa, I do not know his samarthyam, what his capability is. I do not know his vikramam, what his valor is. I do not know. I do not know which clan he belongs. I do not know which sinful lineage he comes from. I know nothing about him. Rama. But this I promise you. This I promise you. Cease grieving, O killer of foe. I promise you this. I shall so exert myself that you will recover Maithili. Relying on my own power, which you will find worthy of praise, I shall destroy Ravana and all his horde, doing such deeds before long as will give you the utmost pleasure. And he said, Rama was not in any condition. He was in very bad shape. He had just seen the jewels. He was raring to go. He had no one to attack. He had no clue what to do next, where. He was in pretty bad shape. He was grieving, etc. Sugriva tells him, Alam vaiklavyam alambya dhairyam atmagatam smara Twadvidhanamna sadrisham idrisham buddhilaghavam. Atha vaiklavyam alambya dhairyam atmagatam smara. Alam vaiklavyam alambya. Alam is enough. Enough of this impotency, Rama says. Enough of this weakness. Recover the courage that is natural to you. Such infirmity of will is unbecoming of a person like you. Like Krishna told Arjuna, Klaivyam masmagama partha. Here Sugriva is telling Rama, returning the compliment Krishna did later. Right? Atha vaiklavyam alambya dhairyam atmagatam smara. Twadvidhanam sadrisham idrisham buddhilaghavam. And then Sugriva tells Rama, listen, I too have suffered intensely. My wife has also been kidnapped. But I do not grieve. I do not lose courage. Naham tam anushochami Naham tam anushocami prakrito vanaropi san mahatma cha vinita cha kim punar dhritiman bhavan. Naham tam anushocami. I do not go on brooding about her loss. Although I am but an ordinary monkey, I don't keep on thinking about her loss. Much less should you, who are mighty, Mahatma, disciplined, Dhritiman, courageous. A person like you should not be go on brooding like this. Neither grievous suffering, nor money problems, nor even danger to life can overwhelm a man of courage who purposefully uses his intelligence. No suffering, no loss of money, not even danger to life, makes a man who purposefully uses his intelligence to get overwhelmed by the problem. Right. Further adds, pushes Rama and says, he who gives in to depression is silly. Silly. He lets himself be drowned by the sadness like an overloaded boat in water. It's an unnecessary burden. You will drown. I beg you with folded hands, Rama. It is my love that makes me beg of you. Do not give way to depression. Put your trust in your valor. Hitam vayasya bhavena bruminopadishamite vayasyatam pujayanme natvam shochitum arhasi. I speak to you out of a friend's concern for a friend. I do not presume to advise you. No, Upadisham. I am not advising you. Out of friendly concern, friend to friend, I am telling you. Please give up grieving in deference to my friendly insistence. Thus gently consoled by Sugriva, Rama looks up, he takes his upper garment, he wipes his tear-stained face completely. He regains his composure, he gets up, he brings Sugriva to himself and he hugs him again. Hug two. Even Anjaneya, I think he is only one. Sugriva already two. Anjaneya had much to prove before he got that one. He tells Sugriva, Sugriva, you have done as a friend should do. A friend who loves one and who is anxious for one's good would do just as you have done. Absolutely appropriate and eminently worthy of you. I am my old self again, comrade. Thanks to your urgent pleading. Rare indeed is a well-wisher like you, especially at a time like this. That said, now Rama is to business. So immediately asked Sugriva, now tell me, what do you propose to do in search of Sita? Now tell me what you propose to do about the searching of Maithili and that ruthless Rakshasa? Ravana. And you can also tell me what do you expect me to do? You can also tell me with perfect freedom what I must do. Feel free. We have to put our efforts, Sugriva, like seeds which are sown in good soil in times of rain, our effort will bear fruit. And as regards your brother Vali, I have told you. What I have told you, moved by affection, is wholly sincere, Sugriva. Of that you may be sure, O mighty ape, I will do. Anritam nokta purvam ne me nachavakshe kadachana etatte pratijanami satye naivachate shapamyaham. Anritam nokta purvam me. Sugriva, in my life I never uttered a lie before. No falsehood has ever escape the tongue of Rama. Nor do I intend to ever speak a lie.